Welcome to Glitches to Gold, a weekly podcast birthed from my obsession with living a successful life. It began with chasing an Olympic dream and resulted in a 30-year obsession explored through sport, neuroscience, psychology, energetics, quantum mechanics, religion, art, and beauty. Sometimes chasing and achieving external markers, and at others experiencing the absolute opposite. Yet both taught me the same undeniable truth, and I'm here to share what I have discovered in the journey of mastering the alchemy of life, turning glitches to gold and success into overflow. If you like the podcast, share the love, like, rate, and subscribe on your favourite platform. Hey, and welcome to today's episode of Glitches to Gold, and I'm Jo Warwick. So, what would I want to tell? Not just my younger self, but to have told my 30-year-old self, my 40-year-old self. We often think about what would I tell my 13-year-old self, my 20-year-old self. But I feel like I would love to give advice, guidance to the part of me and to the part of you, depending on your age, that's perhaps 30 or 40, and to the part of you that maybe has felt disillusioned. Is it ever actually going to happen? Am I going to ever get there? And that's the essence of today's podcast, is really to say you will actually finally arrive. If I had known this sooner, what I know now, I would have allowed myself to arrive at the place I wanted to be at so much sooner. Because now that I understand how to convert those glitches of the matrix, of the secret feminine tax, around money, around time, around energy, around the way that we show up, the way that women are constantly drained, and know how to turn that into gold, if I had learnt that sooner and didn't have to learn it to eventually arrive at 50, oh my gosh. There is a point that's so important to learn, to strive, to prove. These are all things that you do need to go through. Much when I talk about in my books, I talk about the natural stages of human development are very essential. But then there comes a point that they're completely overdone, overripe, gone wrong, too long doing something. You're stuck in something that should have ended at a healthier point in your life. And instead, you've become part of a hamster wheel, a cycle, a machine that is not enabling you to move forward. Which, of course, is why I'm so passionate about my work. Yes, about helping other women, but it was about helping myself first and foremost. I got stuck in the one thing I never ever wanted to do. I wanted, desperately seeking freedom. That's always been the driver of my life, because I knew there was something beyond, because I was so connected to the fullness of myself. And yet, I also really wanted that gold medal. I wanted the gold star. I wanted the gold, the money, until I understood what gold really looks like. And not just the fool's gold that I was chasing, the labels, the recognition. I did all of that. But what's so interesting now, as I sat here today and in fact cried, I've posted this on my social media, because I literally sat by the river today and cried with tears of absolute joy, peace, success, pleasure, heartfelt gratitude, appreciation, love. Not because my life was doing anything special, but because it was just so right, so me, so in flow. And I realize at this point in my life, I move in a way every single day that is so spacious, so in flow, so unfolding, that I'm now so sensitive to when something isn't quite in alignment. It can feel like, oh, ow, bunch, that's not quite right. But it's because 95% of my time is so expansive, so free-flowing, so heavenly, so wealthy, so rich. And I want you to understand, this isn't coming from a place of sacrifice that I had to give up a different part of my life to have this. In fact, when I was playing in London last night, I had gone up to see a friend and we went to a comedy night, and then we were spontaneously dancing in a salsa. event outside of King's Cross Station, and again everything was in flow. We didn't go out for a posh dinner. We were going to go out for a posh dinner and ended up in Mackie D's, in McDonald's. It was all unfolding. Nothing was at a point of going, it has to be this. It was like, this all gets to be good. Cycling to the train station, I had a wonderful chat with this gorgeous guy from France all the way back on the train, which felt like 5 minutes. Every moment by moment thing was just like, this is so fun. And in the past, I remember going to London and wanting London to be fun, and yet feeling so heavy, so drained by it. And yet, what struck me so much last night wasn't just about my friend or where we went or what we did. It was the fact I felt like the girl, the woman that I am when I'm traveling. It felt like I was me, and it didn't matter what was happening. And actually, I would be well known to dance in the streets when I'm abroad. It just didn't feel any different. And it was exactly the same in my day. And today, as I found myself crying, I was just so thankful. So hallelujah, so appreciation, so just in peace. A life full of expression. And I remember recently in a meditation and a prayer, hearing the words of stop looking to me and look at your life with me flowing through you. With the absolute look as though God is loving life through me. Source is loving life through me. To stop looking at God and just celebrating and worshipping or begging or pleading, but instead fully expressing myself. This was the thing I had been desiring all of my life. And I thought, I've arrived. It's here. It's here. There is an abundance of money. There is an abundance of joy. There is an abundance of good food. I've just got out and bought some stunning food. There is abundance of rich, beautiful friendships. I realise that so many of my friends are worldwide. They're all from different cultures all over the world because that's who I am. I love a pick and mix. I love a buffet. And I love that from my friends. I love that from my experiences. I love life to be full of luxury and the equivalent of street food. I love things to be spicy and to be plain. I love things to be simple and I love them to be colourful. I love it all. I don't want any form of rigidity in my life. And yet I love structure. I love to have the structure, the excitement of pensions and investments and trading and properties. And that's exciting too, for having a business that I love. These are important too, because I truly do believe that a gold standard life is about having structure of the riverbanks and the free flowing of the river. The masculine structure and the feminine flow. The ultimate of the yin and yang, of everything that is spoken about in every philosophy around the world, of the ultimate of mastery of life. And I truly do believe that. To be earth, wind, fire, and water. To live this experience of no longer striving to get somewhere, but to arrive. And what did it take? What advice would I give you and give myself? I would say of learning to see the system. That it's actually a system. That you needed to first expand a cage, a golden cage, a system to work within first to understand these things, and then there comes a point to leave. And which is why I feel it's so important to say that this is talking to somebody who's 30 and 40 and 50. You get to leave. You've done enough. You're finally in the Premiership. You've done the work, which is why I'm so passionate about the women that I work with, are the women who have been doing everything to get themselves in a better place and yet are still in the system, longing for freedom, longing for the luxury of freedom and joy and expression and wealth, to be themselves. Because you actually no longer feel like you're having to strive to get the big gold star, to get the big well done, because you already are living it, being it. And what struck me so much today is that there was no big fanfare. And even when my article was published in Brains, there was no fanfare. There was no fanfare. To be honest, it just feels inevitable. And whatever shows up now feels inevitable. The money in the bank is inevitable. The payments are inevitable. I've never been one, because I'm English. I don't shout about my money, but I do shout about the learning how to move beyond the cycle, the system, the draining beyond of that mechanism that wants to take your money, and have a healthier, beautiful relationship where you're actually getting 80% profit for 20% returns. I'll talk about that all day long. But what I really want to talk about is the 80% returns being the actual life that you're living day to day, that you flow with time and ease and grace. This is so underrated for people. They think that when I get the money, then I'll have time. But actually, I can tell you that it was about having the time that gave me the money. It was about learning the system and moving out of that 80-20, give it all away, to come back to myself and the truth and put all of my power into myself instead of my not self. Learning that my actual body was designed for my own unique, perfect success. The same as yours is. Once we know this, when we understand this, that we get to have permission. We get to decide. I'm giving you full permission. Whatever age you are, I'm giving you full permission. This finally gets to end. You get to leave. If you've got to the point you've had enough, you're in the right place. And I love you for that. You've done everything that you needed to do, but you get to arrive. You get to finally arrive. Not just a break, not a we're just at a station stop. We're at the finally arriving. You got to the place that you've been dreaming of, and this is the new jumping off point, not to strive for something else, not to strive for another mountain, but to enjoy the unfolding of the reaping, the rewards and the fruit you were dreaming of, that you did all of this for. And you only had to learn to step out of the system to do it. Step out of the matrix. Step out of the patterns, the lies and the illusions that are keeping you there. It's only one decision every time. Who am I actually leaning towards? The person I actually want to be, or the person I've been over and over again. And it isn't about identity. It's about a cage. It's about a system. It's about a mechanism, a machine, something outside of yourself, but you have a key within you, literally within you, which allows you to step out, and that is the self. That is the soul self, the power within you, and you've been strengthening it and building it. And you don't need to go round this all again. You don't need to do the cycle again. You don't need to do the sacrifice anymore. Oh my gosh, I would have told myself that. So much did I sacrifice. And I needed to do that journey so I could teach it. But now, yeah. Time is a precious and beautiful thing, not because it's in lack, but because it's incredibly playful. I've never looked so young. I mean, of course, I've looked younger, but I look nothing like my age because I'm in flow. I am so vibrant and magnetic because I'm in flow. Not flow of just the universe, but flow of myself, my power, my source. I'm connected. That is true wealth. Because money could never give me that. Money could never give me the mindset that I have now, the beliefs that I have now, the choices and the freedom about what I say and what I do and where I'm going. That's where it comes from. But learning how to manage money better, that was essential. Learning how to speak about money, that was essential. Learning how to be open about my confused ideas that I had about money as a woman, that was essential. Learning how to step out and change that was essential. But I always had the capability. It was just dropping the lies and the illusions, the same as it is for you. It isn't a lie. It is an illusion. It is a machine. It is a system that you get to leave. You finally get to step out of the golden cage that it is, stop expanding it and become yourself. Become the true version of yourself, living the gold standard life you were actually born, designed to live. And now is the time. It really is. And I beg you, from my deepest part of my soul, no one else can do it for you, but I beg you to stop wasting your precious, beautiful, incredible life for the benefit of you, for the benefit of God, source, universe who wants to flow through you and create into this world and make change, because that can only come when you allow the light to flow through you, for you to live your true purpose, expression and joy, to celebrate every freaking fucking moment, because there is only the now. There is only the now. and to impact for the benefit of others. Because we're not just here for ourselves. We're here for the world, we're here for Mother Nature, we're here for the universe, and we're here for humanity. We're here for the animals. Not by sacrifice, not by giving away everything, not by not having any money. All of that is a lie. When you have a full cup, when you are truly in the fullness of abundance, you have so much more to give, but it comes from a place of overflow. Overflow, not I give all of me to you. That is toxic and done and part of the matrix system. And you don't need to do it anymore. It's singing to your soul. You know this. It is time to make the switch. So if you've been listening to the podcast, take the action. Take the action. Make the step this time, today, and literally sign up today. Go grab The Matrix Decoded, The Secret Feminine Tax. That series is available for you. 55 quid. And it literally will guide you to transform your life, prepare you to step out the golden cage, finally. And then you can come join us inside of Unlimited, which is the juiciest place to be. The place to live your gold standard life. It's all there. And all you have to do, head on over to glitchestogold.com. That's it. glitchestogold.com. It's all there. But it comes down to choice. Choice, choice, choice. Always. Always, always, always. Now, if you love this podcast, if you love the energy, the heart, the soul, the information, the guidance, if you've been listening for a while and you're now listening to this one, I'm really excited to be able to say, and I ask you with a blessing, if you love this, then give the podcast some gold. There is a link below where you can gift a little bit of gold, a little bit of money to support this podcast continuing growth. We're into season 4. If you want it to continue to grow, we've been now reaching, I think we're up to 150,000 plays. We've definitely been growing in size and reach. If you want this to keep growing and make the transformations for not just for you, but for women all over the world, for men too. Let's spread the light. Let's spread the love. Let's turn those glitches to gold and let everyone live the gold standard life they were designed for. So just pop a little gift below. The link is in the show notes. But apart from that, I'm sending you so much love. Don't wait. That is the biggest decision I would tell 30-year-old self, 40-year-old self. Don't wait. Don't wait anymore. There is somebody here to lead you to this point. You are ready. It's time to leave. It's time to have what you deserve, what you're designed for, what you're ready for, what you've been doing all the work for. It's time. It's time, it's time, it's time. It really, truly is the now. Have a great day. Mwah.